All right. I think we are in business now. Okay.
Cool.
Setting it up. I think we are. All right. Let me start. Hold on the Zoom side. Check. Okay. I have exited the YouTube stream, so I don't see it double. All right. I think we're live. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our first AMA for 2022. Natasha and Sang here from the Konstellation team. Here to give you guys some updates and answer questions. And hopefully you guys are excited as we are about all the progress and updates that we have had this quarter and all of the cool things that we have planned upcoming for next quarter as well. So I think that folks that are just joining in, we got started a few minutes late here. Places where you can ask questions, Telegram. You can put in questions there. There has been a Zoom link that's shared around. So if you registered, you can be watching this now, and you can also access the replay. We're also streaming live on YouTube. So you will also be able to see the replay and access us right now live via YouTube. And as always, we will get a written recap up on Medium after the AMA. So everyone can also have a written summary of all the progress and what we discuss here today. Okay, so we have a full list of things to talk about. So Sang, let's kick off updates and sharing what we've got on the kind of progress for Q1 so far for 2022.
Yeah, well, hey everyone, it's been a while. Hope everyone's doing well. 2022 first quarter. Truth be told, we've been super busy. So I think there wasn't a lot of time for us to get our head out of the water, but I think largely put, I think the best thing that we can announce is that, we've had some amazing additions to the team. Some team members have really stepped up, taken leadership roles, but we've also hired a bunch of people that have been, that you've probably been interacting with, that have been, huge additions to the team and really helping us bring the entire Konstellation ecosystem and community together. Over the past couple of years, obviously that's been a big concern and focus for us. But as you can see, not only are we providing, real-time updates on what's going on, but the admins are there. And, we're continuing to build out the team to basically enhance not just, our build out, right, of the ecosystem or the network, but also, our connection with the community and the folks that are supporting us, right? So there's some big updates, but probably this is not like the exact time to go through everything, but everything that we've had or updated through the past several months has been shared on Medium. So if you are interested in kind of the nitty-gritty details of the stuff that we're going to be talking about today, definitely Medium is your source. Our team spends a lot of time there, making sure things are updated, making sure that we're communicating the right things with the community. So make sure that, Medium is top of mind. Obviously, Telegram is real time. Twitter's there also. But, thinking about information or details that exist in posterity, you want to be looking at Medium.
And so then again, and as you guys have questions, you can add them in the chat. We have the community managers in the team that's pretty active. So any clarification questions or other questions that you have, you can add them there. And then of course, we have the info@konstellation.tech email that's open for questions and support as well. So you can feel free to reach us on any one of those channels with any questions about progress, development, or any specifics as it comes to the technical specs of what we're building.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'll start off with what I think for folks that have been with us for some time, kind of top of mind thing was the exchange. So very glad to announce, Dark is now liquid. You are able to trade it on two formats, primarily one being osmosis, IBC enabled osmosis, and the other being Radium, AMM on Solana, utilizing the Serum Order Book. Just in terms of homework for people that might be newer to our community or have bought into our community recently, welcome. Welcome to the Dark community and the Konstellation Network. Dark right now exists in 3 formats, technologically on 3 protocols, if you will. The native Dark, that exists on Konstellation Network itself. Then there's a Solana or SPL version of Dark, and then a Binance Smart Chain version of Dark. I'll just kind of lump a couple of things in here to give updates both to existing folks that have been with us for some time, and then folks that are new. I think it always helps to kind of provide that reminder. You know, the state of Dark that we've had for some time is the Binance Smart Chain. For folks that have been with us for some time, you guys are also aware that we replaced one of the tokens due to an upgrade and some security concerns that we were dealing with at the time. And so now Dark 087 is the Binance Smart Chain version. That is not on any particular exchange or traded as of yet. So the 2 formats that are traded are native Dark, so Konstellation Network Dark, which does have to go through 1 extra step, but basically the native version of Dark, and then Solana. So in order to get to those formats, you do have to use our bridge. Really proud of the team. Folks that are using the bridge have seen some upgrades there. We're working every day tirelessly to enhance its usability and to make sure, and to obviously offer more functionality over time. But right now, you know, we're really looking at consistency and robustness of the bridge. We had some larger technical issues before, which is why we underwent the upgrade. Right now, we're still facing some small technical issues, but the team, as you guys have already seen, is working around the clock on resolving them. You know, they're there to help you support any kind of needs that you guys have on using the bridge. And hopefully, as the team continues to work through it, we're going to have less and less issues there. The big fixes that are being done right now, without like going down the kind of technical rabbit hole, involves our use case of our nodes and some information there that's being relayed to the front end. So we are looking for you know, long-staying solutions in order to make sure that these issues don't keep reoccurring. On the chain side, because the explorers are now available and you guys are analyzing things for us and providing us feedback real time, the community has been so helpful where we can, you know, see different things occurring. You know, we've had even validators, which we're going to call out like through our Medium post, that are, you know, developing tool sets for Konstellation Network so that we can have an even better experience in terms of monitoring, you know, how the network is doing and making sure that we're not running into the fatal bugs. But one of the things that have been pointed out recently for the network has been the missing block issues. So going through the validator networks, you know, you probably have seen that there are some missing blocks from some of the validators, and we're deep in the weeds right now, and we're working on figuring that out. What we've found so far is that it's mostly tied to some of the nodes that the Konstellation Foundation is running, to be completely frank. And so we are figuring out ways to resolve that issue ASAP. And we do have a more longer term solution in order to prevent this kind of you know, single point of failure risk that I'll be talking about a little bit later. And I think people will be really excited about what we plan on doing there. You know, like I said before, our validator community has been so helpful in both growing the community, but also in our development of our tools and tool sets for the network. So we want to continue to work with our validators even more, and we want, you know, more and more validators to join us in order to strengthen the foundation for Konstellation Network. So I'll be talking about that a little bit later in our conversation here on what we plan on doing. I'll briefly talk about some of our ecosystem projects here. Tosh, feel free to jump in, when we're talking through these.
Yep.
SSOG successfully launched. I hope a lot of people here have tried to play the game. Rock, paper, scissors has never been harder in my life. Playing, I didn't think blockchain could make rock, paper, scissors harder, but it certainly did.
Yep.
First match was successfully completed. And actually the final vote did not go toward the end. It didn't go toward the end of the Squid Game. I applaud everyone for being so compassionate, I guess, to their other survivors on trying to split the prize pool. To be honest, I personally thought like everyone would vote to go toward the end to keep the prize, but I guess people like the party round, if you will. But we'll see what happens in the second batch. I think that's going to be really interesting. The team, once again, is working on really cool designs for the second batch. We're also fixing some of the issues that we had and tweaks and points that the community has raised during the gameplay for the first round that we're going to be integrating into the second round. We're working on a special batch right now, which you guys might have seen our teasers on Twitter, where we're doing a special batch to support the efforts going on in Ukraine right now, where we're going to be matching the proceeds of the sale from the special NFTs. So whatever we sell there, we're just going to match that and donate the full amount. Some of you are probably aware that we do have team members that we've been with for a very long time that are in Ukraine right now. Thank God they're all safe. But please, continue to pray for the region, for our team, so that that conflict resolves itself very, very soon. Because obviously it's a terrible situation, but we're doing what we can to try to support those efforts.
Definitely. And this next collection that's coming out of one of Konstellation's ecosystem projects, SSOG, the Squid Squad OG that we've been talking about, is going to go directly to these efforts. So a lot of our developers that have helped and build Konstellation Network are actually from Ukraine. So at the core to our project itself is also the Ukrainian people. So that is a big part of what we are building. And one of the reasons that we're taking this next collection is so that we can raise some funds and then match those funds and really donate those proceeds towards the Ukrainian people. So please keep an eye out for that. You'll see a lot of teasers coming out around mid-April is when you'll start to see a lot of that come to fruition. And then we hope to be able to make some announcements about the total amounts that we've been able to get from the NFT sales there and the matching amounts that we'll be doing from Konstellation Foundation to support this. So you'll see more of that, and keep following Squid Squad OG. You can follow that on Twitter as well. And that's kind of the best place to get information there. And we'll also share it on Konstellation and Konstellation's Telegram.
Yeah, awesome. Cool. Another call out to the community, definitely pay attention to the special batch. We're not just relying on other folks, but I know everyone here is going to be super supportive for the cause and for our team. So hope you all participate in the special batch that's rolling out. Just to be clear there, the special batch there is not it's not designed for a gameplay. It's going to be designed for collectability. So just to make a special note of that. The second part that you guys are probably curious about is also our DeFi efforts. So Alchemy Tebet, for folks that are not read into the program, we've been developing a DeFi stablecoin, so a decentralized algorithmic stablecoin that uses a single reserve, but allows stablecoin minting in any currency denomination. So lots of words there, but we're going to be sharing more information. Our goal there is to really build a platform that's a lot like a centralized experience, right? So that I could trade in my own currencies, but in fact, the whole system will actually be decentralized, and we're really excited to share the details with everyone soon. The Alchemy idea was born out of a Solana hackathon that we participated in some months ago. So the prototype was actually built then, but now the big build out or the big components of Alchemy have been completed. And so now we're kind of in the final debugging and tweaking phase of integrating those things. primarily focusing on like the stable coin capabilities and rebalancing of the collateral engine. So those kind of elements are still being finalized, but largely, you know, the framework and the capabilities have been completed. So we're really excited that we're close to launching that. Tebit as a decentralized, as a DEX is kind of still in the works right now, but still in the works being that, you know, we don't think it'll take a substantial amount of time. The important thing about the DEX also is that it's not just a DEX that's working with Dark, is that in working with Alchemy, Tebit will be one of the first exchanges that use native denominated stablecoin currency. And what I mean by that is any country that you live in, you don't have to trade both crypto pairs. You're able to trade in the local denomination, but it doesn't require a fiat on-ramp. That's huge. Right now, as you guys have seen, you know, particularly in some of the major economies that were very pro-crypto, is that the fiat on-ramps are getting tighter. It's getting harder for individual investors to get in and out or to even trade. Censorship is getting very, very apparent across the board. You know, for folks that are in crypto, you saw what happened in Canada. They basically said, we'll take your bank account away if we think you're in crypto.
Yep.
So that's a big announcement. We've seen some, you know, similar announcements coming out in Korea related to the travel rule. Right. The travel rule being, you know, you can't move crypto in and out unless it's your wallet, and heavy, heavy restrictions there. All this to say, it's all bullish for DeFi. It's all bullish for DeFi because what's actually happening is that the existing infrastructure or incumbency is scared, right? So there's a lot of fighting that's going on now, and it's a point of the realization of real threat has come to bear. You know, everybody knows here, like a couple of years ago, probably governments didn't even care at all that, you know, we were all working in crypto. Nobody really cared. But now the decentralized exchanges are becoming even more apparent because you can't even trade freely anymore. And this is barring tax requirements or anything like that. This is it's just blockage, right? So I do think that the use case for DeFi has become even stronger because of this. Having said that, I think most normal investors are still looking for a way to try to trade in their own currency or denominate their investments in their own currency. And the only way to do that in a decentralized way is with the stable coin. Big things, stay posted on that. We're tying it in with the Dark and Konstellation ecosystem. There's going to be some really cool use cases that are coming out of this that we will share with the community very soon. Cambrian, which is our other kind of NFT effort. So our big NFT efforts right now are SSOG and Cambrian. It doesn't stop there because we do believe that the potential for the NFT technology is going to go beyond art. Gamification is going to be huge. But in the future, any kind of asset that exists that we think is non-fungible and it can't be represented by multiple tokens will have to be done via NFT. So, you know, us, Konstellation, better understanding how this actually worked is going to be huge. But as you guys know, the Cambrian vision was a K-culture NFT platform. Everyone here has watched Squid Squad, Squid Game. Everything is Squid Squad now. Squid Game. Everyone's heard of BTS, etc. Even if you're not Korean, K culture and media has gripped the world by storm, and you know, tying that to the global investment community, I think is going to be huge. So right now, though, where we are in that process is that the platform, from a technological standpoint, actually has been built. So we've built it, but one thing that we realized in our strategizing and thinking about, you know, the best way to launch platform is that this would be much better and much more smoothly done with the right partners. So right now, what we've decided to do is partner up with the right companies and institutions that have the same vision as us, as a decentralized economy with NFTs, transforming content into Web3 assets, and working with them to connect both what we consider offline media content or offline assets on chain vis-a-vis NFT. So right now we are in discussion with a very big content partner in Korea. We'll have more information on this hopefully in the near future. Don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. We're working on it. We're working on it. We have a lot of people working on it, so that's not the issue. It's just a matter of, we think this is so big that it's worth the time in worrying about how the launch actually occurs. Sorry, I turned around. I thought somebody was like breaking down the glass window because I was being too loud. So that's it. Thankfully, it's not the case.
Yeah, so we have some more details to share on Cambrian, but the big nugget there is how do we kind of create and craft a marketplace that makes sense to support the new age assets and what we think NFTs look like and NFT collections need to be in the future as we get out of this space where there is a lot of riffraff in this NFT world. We're being very thoughtful about how we are approaching this collection and partnering with real artists that have a meaningful presence in the traditional art world and are looking to make their impact in the crypto world. So there's a lot more to share there that I think that we'll be able to share hopefully next quarter, the next time that we share our next community AMA. So going on to the next, I think we can share some updates on team growth on the developer side, and what we're doing with Cosmos SDK.
Yeah, so we've been enhancing our core developer team, experts in Cosmos SDK, focusing on what I talked about before: our bridge, our explorer, our new wallet interface called Hubble. Hope everyone's checking that out. But we're always hiring for more experts. So right now our core focus for hiring is around folks that have expertise in building on Cosmos SDK, both at the native protocol level using at the SDK level at the SDK level using Go, as well as building Rust smart contracts both on Cosmos as well as on Solana. So if you are interested, or if you know anyone that is interested in joining a Rocket Ship team, feel free to reach out to us, both in joining the team or becoming a community developer. We're kind of scaling up both our web of development community as well as our in-house core development team. So both sides work for us if you have expertise and interest in this field.
Yep. And again, you can send resumes and interest to info@constellation.tech. Thank you to the folks who have sent their resumes and are interested in building with us. We're interested in talking to all of you. So please, if you're interested and you have some experience in this and want to build with the future with us, we are down to meet you. So info@constellation.tech is the best place to send your resume and contact info. On the marketing side, we are continuing to hire. So we have beefed up the team on both the ecosystem side and the marketing side for Konstellation Network. And we're continuing to hire there. So we have some really great people that have joined that we hope to introduce you guys to a bit more in the future. They will start taking over AMAs a bit more and being more of your direct connection to progress on the network development side and the ecosystem side. You're starting to interact with a lot of them in the chat as well in Telegram. So you can continue to look forward to more people joining that chat and joining our team there on the marketing side to help support all of the growth and the projects that we have coming down the way. We're continuing to work with Luna PR as one of our primary marketing partners. And with that being said, we have another partner AMA that we'll be working on in April, so probably late April, and you'll hear some announcements from our community team about the exact date and which network we're going to partner with for that AMA. But we're starting to do more of those this year as well. So that was something that we said we wanted to focus on in 2022, doing both our internal community AMAs and then also partnering with other communities so that we can bring some more interest to the token and to the ecosystem as a whole. So you can look forward to some of that. And then we have some exciting announcements that we'll continue to make with Luna as we also identify key influencers to help us make some of these announcements. So as always, we are open to suggestions and feedback. So if you guys have particular influencers that you really want to see associated with the project, or there are other ways that you think that we can promote and partner with other folks, we are interested in hearing from you. So feel free to put suggestions in the Telegram chat and email us, and we will take it under consideration. But I'm happy to say that we're continuing to grow and we have some more folks joining the team. And you're going to start to see a bit more activity both through the social side and through our community side as we continue to beef up on all fronts.
Cool. So one other big thing that I kind of wanted to bring up here before we make some of the official announcements, tied to some of the stuff that I was talking about before on the technical fixes and like the nodes. From the wallet perspective. So the team's been working around the clock, making sure that things are running smoothly. And one of the things that we've identified, not necessarily from a technical perspective, but we do think this it strengthens like the decentralization of the network, is to decentralize away from the foundation's node. So that's always been our intention. But right now, in order to make sure that the network is still running as we want it to run, as we have been adding new validators, we've ensured that we run also, the foundation has run significant number of validators on the network. And we've also done delegations to new delegators that are coming, new validators, sorry, that have been coming in. However, we do think that we need to accelerate and enhance those efforts. So and what I mean by that is we are going to be even decentralizing our validators even more. So there is going to be a consistent effort, not just an effort, but there's going to be an announcement that we're going to make where we're going to be redelegating from the foundation's delegations that have been made to the foundation's validators away to the other validators through our different programs that we have for validator delegation. These validators basically will no longer operate as validators once we delegate away. But I do want to kind of give everyone a heads up while we're finalizing some of the details for the announcement that there will be a period of unbonding and redelegating that will change the bonding ratios and the staking rates. The staking rates will go higher for some time, but all in all, the effort is toward decentralization benefit for the network and for Dark. So don't be alarmed, like nothing crazy is happening. It's going to be written. It'll be shared on Medium, like I said, our go-to hub for information on details. But the undelegation will occur. It's not to move funds anywhere from the foundation. It's meant to be redelegated to other validators that are going to be joining the system. If you are interested in joining one or more, or interested in being a validator and learning more about some of our details, feel free to ping the team, share your experience on running other validators, what other projects you've been involved with, and we'll be happy to take that into consideration when we're thinking about the foundation's delegations. So that's probably like the biggest thing that's going to be coming down the road, over the next couple of weeks that we're working on. This will improve the reliability of the bridge and all of our front-end services while decentralizing away from the foundation's validators and giving delegations to new validators that are joining the system and being helpful beyond just validating, but also developing tools and helping us enhance our network. So there's like a trifecta of benefits that are going to be coming from this. So stay posted, and we'll be sharing details in the coming days.
Great. So a few shout outs. Shout out to our development team and our ecosystem team and all of our teams that worked on the release of Hubble and the updates. That was one of our more recent product development launches that Sang talked about in the beginning. If you guys have been on there utilizing it and trying to do staking and the wallet features and any of the feedback you've given us has been helpful. So if you have not checked it out, be sure to check it out and let us know any feedback and comments there. And again, shout out to our team for being able to get that out and push that out this quarter as well. And I think the other, as we move into, so we're on all the chat, so we're all kind of celebrating across. As we wrap this up in terms of some of our key development updates, we can kind of go into some of the questions that we've gotten from the community thus far. I think one of the big things that we haven't fully talked about right now, which is a good thing to talk about, is our OTC, the buyback that we're talking about. So why don't we highlight the top reasons why we're doing it, why we think it's great for the community. And that was kind of one of the key questions. And it's something that just happened. So that's also one of the announcements. So I'll give you guys some timing details after Sang hits you with the highlights. But again, you can check Medium for more details on it as well.
Yeah, so sorry about, it's so new that I forgot about it to mention it off the top of my mind. OTC Buyback Program, we had a little bit of a signaling issue because we didn't come out with the Medium as fast as we wanted it to. So apologies on that. So I think that kind of may have surprised some people. We are still working, obviously, to grow liquidity, right? In the program, we believe in the DEX model and the DeFi models, and liquidity has grown. Like you guys have seen it grow. We're running incentive programs, Osmos programs. So LPs, the liquidity pools, are growing both on our Atom and Osmos pair. Solana is on the thinner side, but I think that's more related to like the Radium interface, which has been recently upgraded. So we are hoping to see more activity on that side as well. Plus, obviously, the incentive programs that Osmosis has made native on their network has made it much more conducive, to bring in new community members and make it attractive to add liquidity, which I think makes a lot of sense. Having said that, the liquidity pool is like not as big as we want it to be right now. So we're always working, right? So there's always a target for us that we want it to be more enhanced. So instead of just like trading for it, in terms of slippage, what we did want to do is offer folks that really wanted to sell, but they're not on the DEX, or they'd rather not use it, an option, right? Of being able to sell direct at a fixed price and at something that the foundation is willing to buy back at, which is basically the current market pricing. So it's both like a service, I think, to some of our investors that may not be as DEX native as all of you experts out there, but there are some investors that may have bought it some time ago, not familiar using DEXs. So we are offering this option. Having said that, this is not what we intend to be, like telling folks what the price is at the market. We've basically taken what is happening at the market. So we will not be opining on what we expect to happen in the future in terms of the pricing. This is just kind of a limited offer. Like it's not going to be open, it's not open for an extended period of time. But we did want to leave this ability for folks if they choose that over being in the DEX or holding the token in a liquidity pool, and the foundation's willing to buy that set amount at the fixed price that that we've shared. So like I said, if you are interested in participating in the program, all the details are in the Medium post. And if not, we hope you'll join us in providing liquidity.
Yep, and keep riding the dark wave. And for the kind of details on that, April 7th is the end date on this. So go to the Medium page. There's a Google form to fill out if you're interested. April 7th, KST, by end of day in Korea time on April 7th, Friday. So make sure if you're interested, you get your information in by then, and we will get back to you from the inputs from that form. Awesome. Okay, the next question, another question that came through, which was generally a bit tied to this as well, but general about pricing, market liquidity, and what we're doing with market cap, et cetera. A short answer to that for folks is we're going to start a series on Medium where we actually share more of the analysis of how the dark token is doing on a frequent basis. So as we get that out, along with some updates on staking on a more frequent basis, I think that that will help address some of the updates that folks are wondering about in terms of how things are doing on exchange if you're not directly following it. Saying feel free to add if you have anything else there, but I think that content is going to be helpful.
Just to be clear from what Natasha's sharing right now is that it's content. We're not going to be opining on, as much as folks have asked us, we're not going to be opining on things. What we want to make very apparent is that all of the activities that we are doing are intended to drive accretion to the network and to the token, largely. But like, I think that's a big summary. The information that we want to provide is not meant to be a signal, but it is meant to make things easier.
Correct. It's more, it's a historical view.
Because there's tons of stuff going on. There's a lot of information. We're going to take the big burden of centralizing that and providing that information in kind of an easily digestible format. We will not be directly talking about market cap or pricing or anything like that. So even if you ask any of our team members, that's not going to be something that's going to be addressed. But information about the network, the token, price, market cap, those things will obviously is going to be shared in a much more easily digestible format.
Yep. And another update, we're working on releasing an updated light paper for the ecosystem. So we'll share that when it is updated and revamped, which will include any of the updates of where we are currently with progress and more visionary things for both 2022 and beyond. So take a look at that. We've done our best to make a digestible and easy to understand version of it. So as we release that, feel free to give us your feedback and thoughts there as well. We'll share it again through Medium and let you guys know when it's live on Telegram. So we'll be sharing that. Aside from that, we're going to check the chats now. Team, feel free to let us know if there are any questions that popped up that we missed. And if you have any other questions, feel free to get them in the chat now and we will take a look. All right, checking channels. I think we may be good here. In terms of next steps, so like I said, we are going to do a partner AMA with another Telegram partner in April. So that's going to be towards end of April. And then our next AMA, and we'll release our full AMA calendar if we haven't put it out yet, but our next community AMA is going to be June. So we're doing them quarterly, and then you'll see us in between that at the partner AMAs. So that will be the next time that we will give you some updates via video format, via our AMA format. And then other than that, we'll do another one via Telegram. And we'll also be looking at other influencer interviews that we can get on for both our team and our developers so that they can talk more about what we're building and how we're building the ecosystem. All right, any final thoughts, Sang? Anything else you want to add before we sign off?
You know, I think one thing to add is it's not just the you know, our team, but you know, we've seen the community grow. We've seen a lot more active people coming in, which is really exciting. I think, you know, the sky's the limit. I think, you know, everything that we've said over a period of time for some of our longer holders right now is coming to bear. So we're really excited about that. You know, obviously, it's not always a straight line, but we are looking, you know, to consistently work around the clock to make both dark more valuable, but as well as building, you know, really, really interesting use cases as Web3 continues to evolve with crypto. And yeah, I mean, you know, I think every time we speak, I think we're one step closer to that vision, and we're really excited about it. The second part that I think I do want to focus on is the Validator Program. So if folks are interested in participating as a developer, if folks are interested in participating as a validator, I do think sometimes there's some overlap. If you are running a validator, we'd love to have you as a community developer. If that's something you're interested in, we do have separate programs for that as well. So feel free to ping us if there's any interest at all.
All right, guys. All right, everybody. So we'll see you
All
all
right, stay
June
healthy.
30th. Stay tuned. Take a look at our Medium for all of our information, and stay tuned on the Telegram so you can continue to stay update and connect with the team. Ask questions, and you can always reach us at info@constellation.tech. All right, guys. Everybody, please stay safe out there. All our best to everybody, and chat soon.
Bye.
Bye.